Hi guys, this is Saya signing in, and in today's video guys, we're going to be rating all of the Animal Jam animals. So every single animal in the game, I believe the total is 108 animals, including special variants of certain animals. So over 100 animals, kind of crazy to think about. I didn't even realize there was over 100 animals in Animal Jam now, but this is including animals on Animal Jam Classic and Play Wild, because there is some animals that are exclusive to Play Wild and vice versa. There's some animals exclusive to Classic as well. So I wanted to make this video for quite a while now, but I didn't have the time to collect all the assets needed for this, so I had to actually go and screenshot every single animal and grab a screenshot of every animal, and doing that for over 100 animals, it takes time. But here we'll throw up the tier list on the screen here. Some of these, have their names at the bottom, some of them don't, just because of how the tier list site works. If you guys want to do this for yourself and you want to share your tier list to me on Instagram or Twitter or something, I'll leave the link in the description below, leave my socials on screen as well, also my Discord as well if you want to share it to me in there. But I'll leave the tier list link in the description below as well for you guys to do. So we're going to do it in order. I do have a window on the right side of my screen to tell me the animal names of some of these, because some of them I don't know off memory, and they're also kind of hard to pronounce. So we start off with the porcupine here. I'm going in an E. I don't really like it that much. It just looks kind of odd to me. A lot of Play Wild animals do, but this one especially not my cup of tea. Himalayan taro, I'll do with the D. I think it looks a little bit better than the porcupine here anyway, comparing the two. Reminds me a lot of the goats, so that's probably why I like it more than that. Siamese cat is an F. I don't like how it looks at all. I think it looks like too slender, I guess would be a word to describe it. Maned wolf, I believe this is, that's going in the E. Reminds me a lot of the coyote, I think, or what an accurate depiction of a coyote would be, in my opinion. Yeah, that's pretty much that. Arctic hare, I will have to go with C on this one. I like this more than the regular bunny model on Animal Jam Play Wild anyway. This was released, I believe, 2020 for the Jam holiday season. Really like it. Pretty cool. Then here we have the peacock. That's also going to be a D. Kind of distracting, to be honest. It's a very big player model for an animal anyway, in my opinion. The flying fox is an E. Look, it was a cool thing, I think, flying foxes, and everybody loves foxes. I'm sure a lot of people do like this animal, but not to my taste anyway. And I'm kind of a fox connoisseur around here. My main look is a fox, and this one not up my alley. I believe this one is called the Ilipika. I'm gonna go with Ilipika. I'm gonna go with D. It's quite small, but I think it is really cute. It's just some items don't really look the best on it, I think. French bulldog is an instant F. I don't like it. Its head is too big. Even though this is pretty accurate, head to body proportion, it just looks weird to me. I think this is a German Shepherd. I will go with D with this one. I actually quite like the German Shepherd. It's probably my favorite out of the kind of domestic animals, or I shouldn't say domestic, but dogs and cats anyway. I think it looks the best. Golden Retriever right behind it. I think the Golden Retriever looks the most like a puppy dog in the entire game, and I think it's pretty cute. Gorilla. Now I want to put it in D, but I'm gonna put it in C, and the reason for that is because gorillas were originally going to be an Animal Jam Classic, I believe, and were kind of scrapped for monkeys instead. And to see it in Play Wild was a cool thing, and it also is pretty funky looking, in my opinion. So I think it's pretty cool. Then we have the Himalayan cat, also an F. Shout out Grumpy Cat, but this isn't up my alley either. I believe this is called the Popa Langer, which is like a monkey. So I'm gonna put in C. I do like monkeys quite often, and the ones that they do have in the game, but definitely one of the best Play Wild animals in my opinion. Same with the painted wolf here. I'm gonna put this in C. Actually, I'm gonna put it in high D. The reason for that is I just look like the way it looks. I don't know why, because it kind of looks weird how skinny its legs are, but I think it's the paws that do it for me, in my opinion. Anyway, platypus. This was a cool animal to see in the game, but unfortunately I don't really like it that much, so I'm gonna put it in high E. Not too bad for this one. Then we have a dinosaur up here, so let me find the name of this one. Okay, I found the name of it. It's called the Pteranodon. Look, these dinosaurs, they're one of the coolest things in the game. However, I will have always a struggle reading the names of them. Personally, I don't really like this one. It is the only flying dinosaur, I believe, like a pterodactyl type of thing. I'm gonna put it in D. I'm also gonna just also do the rest of the dinosaurs here. We have the Brachiosaurus, which is this purple one here, which I do quite like. I'm gonna put it in B. I just like how it looks. I think it looks derpy. Kind of reminds me of Lapras from Pokemon. I don't know why, but there you go. There's my reasoning for liking that one. We have the Parasaurolophus Dolphus. That is a handful name, and this is this one here. I'm gonna put this in low C. I like how it looks, but as I said, the purple one here anyway, I like a lot better. Then we got the classic Triceratops, which I'll also put in there. And also the last one here, the Stegosaurus, also pretty good. I just don't like this one pretty much, unfortunately. And oh, there's also the Tyrannosaurus, the good old classic, which I'm also gonna have to put up there. These four, I should say, pretty much on equal footing for me. I might actually like this one a little bit more than that one and this one too. But the Brachiosaurus, definitely the top tier one in my opinion. Next, we got the Python here. Honestly, gonna put this here just because the leg items look pretty funny on it, because obviously every other animal in the game has legs except for the Python, because, well, it's a snake, it doesn't have legs. So for that sole reason alone, I'm putting that up here. Scottish Polecat is going in E. Don't like it too much, but it's okay looking at least, I suppose. The Komodo dragon, we're also gonna put around here. The platypus and the Komodo dragon kind of look the same in terms of their models, of how they kind of walk around and stuff, so not too bad. Meerkats, look, I love meerkats, but the way they look in game, just not for me. You know, there's an animal for everybody, but this one, not for me. The tortoise, now I always wanted a kind of land turtle in the game, because for the longest time in Classic, you could only use a sea turtle underwater, which we will get to. But for this here, I'm gonna have to put it here, high D. I think that's a pretty fair rating. The hippo, now I love this one. It looks so funny looking, but I'm gonna have to put it in around here, E. It just looks so funny though in the kind of preview here. Definitely a funny looking animal, one of the funniest looking animals anyway, for sure. The grizzly bear here, I skipped over by mistake. Also an F. I've seen certain outfits with this and it looks absolutely demented, but you know, if that's your favorite animal, power to you. The Maine Coon cat here, also gonna have to be an F. I don't really like how it looks too much, so it's the bottom of the barrel. Okay, I'm gonna get hate for this one because I'm pretty sure a lot of people like this one, but the Chihuahua, I'm not a big fan of it. I'm sorry, I'm not a big fan of it. And my rating so far, it's probably gonna get worse as the video goes, and it'll probably make a lot more people angry, but look, this is my opinion, and if you want to correct me on it, make your own tier list. Then we have the tarantula here. I think this one is one of the coolest in the game, just because it's a spider. It's the first kind of insect I believe we have as like an actual playable animal. Very cool. Here we have one of the extinct animals, the mammoth. I'm gonna have to go with the E on this one. I don't see too many people play as a mammoth, but definitely a cool animal to say the least. Not much about it, but the capybara here. Now, I love capybaras. They're the funniest looking animals. You know, there's a lot of memes online about them as well, but they didn't, you know, it's I don't know what it is about it, but I don't like it as much as I should. And for that reason, it's going in high F. We'll give it a low E. We'll be generous to it because of the memes, but yeah, that's that. Then we have the golden pheasant. I believe this one is called. So this one is gonna have to be a low D for me. I do like it. To be honest, I like it more than the peacock. I don't know why it looks like the peacock to me, just without the feathers, but I think it might have the same kind of walking animation to it. Next here we have the bat-eared fox. I was kind of struggling on the name for this one. I couldn't remember what it was. I knew it was a type of fox though, just looking at its model. I'm gonna have to put this in low C. You know, again, I love foxes in this game, but you know, some of the variations of them, you know, some are better than others, that's for sure. Then we have the black book antelope here, which I do actually quite like, so I'm gonna put it in high C. I'll put it ahead of the Arctic hare if I can. There we go. Here we have the variation of the spooky Arctic wolf. I'm actually gonna skip before we get to the regular Arctic wolf. We have the emperor penguin, I believe this is. Yes, that is the emperor penguin. Again, a low F. I'll probably put it around here. I don't really like it too much. I think it looks kind of tacky in my opinion. The cow, I actually do quite like, so I will put it in low B. I think this is quite adequate for the cows. I know a lot of people watching like the cows. The next one here is the quokka. I think this one looks pretty cool. Reminds me of walnuts for some reason. I don't know if quokkas are like walnuts, but you know, there you go. There's your sounding of how my brain works. We'll put this in low C, and then the anteater here we'll also put in low D, actually. I think it looks cute though. And I believe there is a few more here for the Animal Jam Play Wild section. I believe this is the Siberian Husky, so I'll put this in about high E. I do actually like this quite a lot. I think it looks a lot like the German Shepherd in terms of how items fit on it. Then we have the tufted deer, which is, I think it literally is just a deer with fangs. So I'm gonna put it in about D. I do like deers quite a lot. Then we have the Wolverine, which I didn't think they'd ever add this, but it was really surprising when they did add it. So I will put it in B. I think it looks pretty nice. Some items, you know, might not look the best on it, but definitely like it, to say the least. The next two here, The ostrich, I'm gonna have to put an S. I know that's probably surprising, but I just love the ostrich so much. It was originally supposed to be in classic, you know, with that little vote thing they did like way back, like 2016, maybe 2017. But even in Play Wild, it looks great in my opinion. I love how it looks. Same with the zebra. This was also supposed to be in classic way before the game even launched. But you know, the way they did it in Play Wild, it was pretty good in my opinion. Now moving on to classic. Now a lot of these do have Animal Jam Play Wild variants, so I will take that into account as well when rating these. But yeah, let's hop into it with the moose. Instant left here. The reason why is because the antlers aren't as part of the animal for some reason. You know, you see the mammoth here, or the elephant even, or the saber tooth, you know, they have all their like tusks in them when they come as the animal, except when the antlers for the moose released, you have to buy the antlers separately in the diamond shop, which is really silly. I don't know why that is, but I believe on Play Wild it just came with the antlers. I don't know why there is a difference there, but there is. We have the red panda here. This is the royal red panda, which I quite like, so I will put in a B. And then the normal red panda here, I can find it. It's at the very bottom here. I forgot to add it, but this is probably an A tier for me, both for classic and Play Wild. Just looks amazing. The royal red panda variant looks pretty cool as well, but sometimes the patterns can get a little bit bothersome. And we have the flamingo here. I love the flamingos. Definitely one of the best, if not the best flying animal, so also an A tier from me. Coyote as well as the autumn coyote, I'm just gonna have to put both in B. I think the autumn coyote looks better sometimes than the normal coyote, depending on what kind of outfit you're going for, but definitely pretty cool, the both of them, and I'm glad it got a special variant to it. And we have the cougar here. I'm gonna have to put this in like D. I don't really like it too much. I don't know why. It's just something about it that doesn't really sit too right with me. And we have the sheep here. This is also an A tier animal. Just looks fantastic in game, I think, on both games, especially when you use the sheep cloak item and it has like extra big wool to it. I think it looks funny. Then we have the toucan. I do like the toucan a lot, but I'm just gonna have to put it in high C. You know, there's definitely more animals that I like better than it, and it is quite small in game. Not too sure why. No, but then again, it is a toucan. So lemur here, also high A. Definitely one of the best animals in the game, I think, especially with the big tail it has and the animations to it. Here we have the sloth. I don't like sloths. They're funny looking, but you know, that's the best it has, I think. The pig, instant S tier for me. In fact, it goes above these two. I just love pigs. You guys been watching for a while, you already know that, but I love pigs in the game, in both. Actually, I don't think it is in Play Wild yet. That's something they do need to do though. Now the Arabian horse, also gonna go with a C on this one. It could have looked a lot better on Animal Jam Classic, but I just think the styling for it looks a lot different than the other style for the animals on the game. They went for something different, and I respect that, and it did look pretty good, but it just, with that inconsistency of the styling, it doesn't sit too right with me anyway. Here we have the falcon. I don't really like the falcon, so I'm gonna put this on low D, as well as its variant here, the fearsome falcon, I believe this is called. Yeah, don't really like them too much, but it is quite popular with people that, you know, grind the Forgotten Desert. The goat here, also gonna be D, so contrary to its name, it's not the greatest of all time. It is the D of all time. So there we go. We got the Arctic fox as well as the polar Arctic fox, I believe this is called. Gonna have to see with this one as well as its variant. You know, some of these variants are pretty good for the animal, but a lot of the times, you know, it's just kind of the same for me. You know, it can look better depending on kind of what outfit you are making with the animal though, for sure. The lynx here, another high A animal, really fantastic animal, I think. Can't go wrong with it. Then the llama here, just for nostalgia's sake, I'm gonna put it in high D. It's not the best looking animal, but you know, just kind of how it kind of released and how much it was built up back in the day. If you played when llamas were coming out, you definitely remember it. Definitely left a strong impression, and you know, it looks okay, looks pretty funny, so high D for me. Then we have the owl here. I'm not too sure where to put the owl. I don't really use the owl too much because I don't really like it too much, so I'm gonna put it in high E. It looks okay, but you know, there is definitely better flying animals for sure. The wolf, that is just an instant high B. You can't go wrong with it. It's the classic animal, you know, can't go wrong. Polar bear, you know, it's cool, it can go underwater for classic players, and but you know, to me, it's a low E. I don't really like it too much. I don't see myself using it too much. The camel here is also at the bottom of the barrel with the moose. I don't like the way the legs look. It looks like it's breaking its legs like 24/7. I don't know why. But that's where that goes. The frolicking fox here is an S tier. The patterns for this are amazing, and especially when you do the glitch to change the colors of them, you can get some like crazy good combinations. We're at the fox while we're at it. That's also going to be an S tier. I don't think this is very much surprising to a lot, considering my main outfit is a fox, and there's a reason for that. A lot of people say it's overrated, but hey, there's a reason why people love the fox. Foxes in this game. The bunny here, the normal bunny I'm gonna put in A, but the spring bunny I am gonna put in S because I do love the spring bunny a lot more than the regular bunny. And that's just because the spring bunny looks awesome. You know, the patterns are amazing on it, especially when you glitch them like the frog looking fox. You can get amazing combinations that are super cool. Definitely one of my favorite animals in the game. Then we have the otter here. It's gonna be an A from me. I love otters. Definitely one of the best animals in my opinion. The rainbow raccoon, I think it was a cool thing, but for classic anyway, as well as Play Wild, because they did recently release these on Play Wild, it just doesn't look too great in my opinion. With how they did it, you know, it is a rainbow theme, and you know, you kind of have to do the rainbow if you're gonna call it the rainbow raccoon, and that is what it is. But it just, to me, it's not the best in my opinion. As for the regular raccoon, that is an A tier in my opinion. Actually, we'll bump it up to S. We'll put it in front of the zebra. I do like it quite a lot. I think at some period, I really wanted to make a main look with it, but I stuck with the fox. You know, that's my day one. So that's how I decided on my main look anyway. Here we have the horse, another horse here. The regular horse, not too shabby, so we're gonna put it in D. I don't really use it too much, and I don't see myself using it too much in the future. The tiger is one of the best. We're also gonna put that alongside the wolf here. Same case, same story. You know, you can't go wrong with it, except for when you put atrocious items on it, but we won't get into that. The cheetah here, I don't really like too much, so I'm gonna put it in E. You know, not too many items look the best on it in my opinion, so that's the reason why it's down there. The eagles, now this might be questionable by some. The regular eagle, I'm gonna put it in C. You know, it's the very first flying animal in the game, and it's the best one in my opinion, except for the flamingo, of course. The enchanted eagle, I'm gonna put up here, so higher than the regular eagle. That's because the patterns on this are amazing. The colors are amazing, especially if you want to glitch it onto a different animal. It looks pretty good, and it opens a lot more variety for colors and stuff. And then the enchanted eagle, I am actually gonna put in low B. I just like the enchanted eagle, or the legendary eagle, I should say, sorry. I like the crystal variants of this. This is amazing in my opinion, so if you want to help me get that, you know, you can sign up and get membership in the description below with my referral link. The Fennec Fox here is going to be low E. I know I might get some flack for that as well, but I do not like the Fennec Fox too much. Doesn't look the best to me. Same with the Chihuahua. It kind of looks like the Chihuahua if I'm being honest, but yeah, that's pretty much that. The kangaroo here is an S tier from me. Pretty high S. Put it ahead of the spring bunny actually. I do love the kangaroos in this game. And we have the crocodile here. We're gonna have to put this in low E as well, next to the Fennec Fox. I don't really like it too much. Kind of looks a little bit weird. You know, you can make great outfits with it, but you know, not to my liking a lot of the time. The hyena, I'm gonna have to put in about here. I like it more than both of those anyway. Like this one more than that. Yeah, not really too much to say. Don't really see myself using it too much. The seal is an interesting one. We're gonna have to put it in D, low D. You know, not a lot of animals or outfits can be made for it, you know, because of the way the animal is. I guess that's also an animal that doesn't have like 4 sets of legs, or 4 legs I should say. So it's kind of in the same boat as the python, just this one has a tail. But actually this has 2 more legs than the python, never mind. Moving on to the koala, I'm gonna have to put this around here. I like it more than coyotes, or cougars I should say. It's a non-member animal too, one of the best non-member animals for sure. Arctic wolves, I don't really like Arctic wolves too much. I might get some flack for that, but D tier. I know it's super popular, and you know, there might be a reason for that. I don't really see it too much. You know, I've made some outfits with it before, but you know, not too many outfits really work with it. The snowflake Arctic wolf, I don't really like too much. I think it looks really, dare I say, tacky. I know I've used that animal, or used that word on another animal before, but you know, I don't like it too much, unfortunately. However, the spooky Arctic wolf, I do like, and I like it more so than the regular Arctic wolf, which is why I'm putting it in low C. Bet you didn't expect that one. Yeah, I just like the eyes on this, you know, the pattern, pretty cool, colors, amazing. The panda, very nostalgic animal for me. However, objectively, not the best animal. Same with the penguins, not the best one, but I will put it in low D. Then we have the monkeys here. I do love the monkeys in this game, as I said at the start of the video, so I'm gonna have to put it in low C. I don't love it, but definitely one of the best. Anyway, that's for sure. The skunk here, it's gonna be low S for me. Just love the skunks. Same with the lions, actually. Love both of these, even though some items might look weird on the lion especially. Both of these animals are great in my opinion. The snow leopard is a high A for me, as well as the spooky snow leopard. 2 great animals, especially the patterned version. It's pretty cool when you can glitch the colors of them, in my opinion. So the Animal Jam, or whoever Animal Jam HQ made this one. Now for dolphins here, there's some underwater animals that I'm actually gonna place above regular land animals, which might be surprising. The dolphin, in my opinion, the best underwater animal, which is why I'm gonna put it in A. Might be surprising to some, but I do love the dolphin. Yeah, I think it looks really cute. The sea turtle, I'm gonna put in C. Same with the octopus here, and then the shark, I believe this is the last underwater animal. Like purely underwater animal. We're gonna have to put in around D. I think that's pretty fair. I don't think anybody would disagree with that. Ratings maybe too much. Then we have the deer. I will have to put these in S, as well as the Jamale deer. Just pretty good. I know it's getting kind of crowded in S tier here, but look, these are amazing as well. You know, these are, in my opinion, some of the best in the game. And I guess you can combine them since, you know, these two are pretty much the same. Same with the deer and the bunny. The great horned owl. I kind of forgot about this animal, but I do love it. I do like the way it looks and how it kind of flaps around and whatnot. So I'm gonna have to put it in a low C. I don't think that's too outrageous. Maybe to some, because I know a lot of people don't like it. We have the rhino here. I'm gonna put in low D. I don't really like using it too much. It doesn't look the best a lot of the time. I know I've been saying that for quite many animals, but you know, when you have a lot of great animals, you're bound to have some, you know, subjectively worse ones. Then the giraffe, I'm gonna put in A as well. I'm gonna put around here. I just love the giraffe, especially when you put a spike on it and like it does like triple spikes. Super creative thing, and cool thing that they did. Looks like you have 3 spikes when you only have 1 type of thing. But yeah, just for that alone, it makes the animal look good. But even otherwise, I think it looks amazing. The elephant here, we're gonna have to put it in low E. You know, not the best animal in my opinion. Can't really do much with it in my opinion as well. Putting it down there. We're in the final stretch here. We have the dire wolf, which I do like quite a lot actually. So we're gonna put this in about C. Put it around here. Put it, yeah, next to the toucan. Both purple. Brilliant. The saber tooth, I'm gonna put in low C though. You know, it was the dire wolf versus saber toots event back in the day. You know, I was team dire wolf. I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember who won that event, but you know, the dire wolves are best in my opinion. And last here we have the Clydesdale horse. This is the dabbing animal. You know. But it's gonna go in D for dabbing, and that's gonna finish us off here with my definitive Alamo Jam animal tier list. So you know, soak it in. This is my tier list. You know, might be a bit controversial to some, but I think looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. Now, some might find this a bit controversial, but you know, if you have any other opinions, differing opinions, put it in the comments below, or try your hand at it in the description below, where the tier maker link will be active there. This is as of April 2023. I believe the last animal that was in the game that was recently added to the game in Playable anyway was in April, so do keep that in mind. I'll try update it as much as I can going forward. But yeah, this is my tier list here, and that's gonna wrap it up here. So I'm gonna wrap up this video here with a video giveaway. By the way, my mic did change. The previous part of this video was recorded over a month ago, and I got a new mic in that time. However, we're gonna give away a black long for this video because it's a big video. Obviously, only people that watched it all the way through have a chance of winning this. So scramble off if you skip to the end. You're not gonna be allowed. I can see, so you're gonna get disqualified if you didn't watch it fully. But all you gotta do to enter this giveaway is obviously like the video, subscribe to the channel with notifications on, set to all, and then drop a comment letting me know your favorite animal in either Alamo Jam Classic or Alamo Jam Mobile, along with your username and status, and then I'll pick out a winner for this giveaway sometime soon. It will be in the pinned comment. But yeah, that's gonna wrap this video up here nicely. Let me know if you guys want more tier list videos in the future. I definitely had fun making this one. I am interested in doing one for maybe pets or dens or something sometime soon. Do let me know. But yeah, it's gonna wrap it up here. Make sure to subscribe with notifications on if you guys do want to be notified on future videos or videos similar to this one right here. Make sure to leave a like. It does help a lot with the algorithm, as well as leaving a comment letting me know what you thought of it. You know, drop a comment letting me know your favorite animal. As I said, you know, I want to see everybody's favorite animals in the comments. I want to see what the community varies in. But yeah, with that, this is gonna be Saya signing out.